Okay, how about this? Jace and Gideon, two rough and tumble cops scouring the multiverse for bad guys.
Yes.
Jace, shy, unassuming, not so much of a go-getter, but he's really into the laws and the specifics. Gideon, he's a shoot first and ask questions later, kind of rough and tumble, sort of, you know, sharpshooter.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Yeah.
They come across a girl, Chandra, who's like, oh, there's a problem.
Burn it first, ask questions later.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, she's a hothead too.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes.
But she's got an issue. Her dad is missing. We gotta find her dad. Magic the Gathering. Buddy cops.
Oh my god, dude.
I just want to see Gideon run and slide over the hood of a car. But his weapon, which, let me know in the comments what Gideon's weapon is called. It scratches across the hood and leaves some marks. And Jace is like this.
I think they need to focus on one character at a time and they build a franchise. I think if you go into this with no character devel, you're just going to be like shit out of luck, man.
Welcome to our MTG comedy channel where I try and do bits and Jake gives very well thought out constructive advice on how to make an MTG movie series.
I love MTG, and so I'd really hate for their first movie to be terrible.
Response.
Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel
Are Weekly.
He did it, everybody.
Got there.
He did it.
Was ready, and we don't do a take two here at Jake and Joel Are Magic.
This week, Modern 25. No, Masters 25. Damn it, I always say the name of this set wrong. Masters 25 is out. No, it's not out. The spoiler's out.
And let me just say this.
Should I restart this?
No, it's great.
We did our preview spoiler guessing episode of M25. So what we're going to do this episode is grade ourselves. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Later on in our attack step, maybe as we move forward with Masters sets, maybe $7 packs or just go home.
Yeah. Then in our second main phase, we're going to cover the Modern Online Championship Series. It just happened. It was lit. Modern is awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. It is that YouTube thing, and I'm sorry we got to do it. We got to do it.
Don't create an account. I know we always say this.
Right.
But if you're logged in, hit us with a little sub action if you're enjoying it.
Greatly appreciate it.
Best way to support the channel.
There's a lot of stuff coming up in the future. This is a big year for MTG. On our personal horizon, we have started doing cubes. We've started putting together cubes and I guess, what do you call it? Cubing? We've started cubing.
It's the best way to utilize all these cards that just sit in binders.
Yeah, absolutely. Little shout out to a friend channel of ours, Life Begins at 20. He's got a ton of cube content. It's definitely what we've been watching to put this stuff together. I'm giving him a plug. He doesn't even know I'm giving him this plug. I just wanted to mention him because he's been so helpful. Yeah,
he's going to be so miffed.
It's going to be miffed that I gave him a plug. But anyway, go check out his channel and check us out in the future because we are going to start doing a couple little cube videos here and there.
And also, look out for our content other than our weekly videos. As we move forward, we're going to start peppering in more deck techs. I know that we've had people talking about juice and packs. We're going to bring that back in a big way.
Yep. New
over
episode
the next
coming
couple months.
Probably January, February, March, April.
Yes.
New episode in April.
We are going to bring back these things. We've heard you, and we do want to start, bringing that content to you. We're going to birth it to you.
So we just want to do a little bookkeeping up at the top of this weekly episode. Other than that, let's get into the actual stuff. Okay, as we enter main phase one. Guys, M25 is spoiled. I want you to pick 2 words to describe it, and I'm going to pick 2 words to describe it. Let me know when you have your words.
Can I do 3 words?
You can do 3 words, because I'm going to do 1 word twice.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll start.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Dope foil commons.
Yes. So what we did a couple weeks ago was we made an episode about what our picks were going to be in M25. If you haven't checked that out before you watch this grading, check it out right now. Card is up there. We are going to go through what our picks were.
Oh, God.
And we are going to grade ourselves. I'm going to run down the list roughly in the order we went on that episode. And Jake is going to let me know if we did get it correct or if we didn't get it correct. Ready to go?
I'm ready, man.
Let's rock.
Ready like Mom's spaghetti to drop bomb Rigatti, but Bugatti.
Yeah, just start naming pasta if you forget the lyrics to that song.
Spaghetti.
Perfect. Starting with the comments. Jake, give me a yay or a nay. Here we go. Street Wraith. Ancient Stirrings. Simeon's Spirit Guide. So far, so good.
Pretty good.
Manamorphose. Spreading Seas. Okay. 3 out of 5 on the commons.
Not bad.
Nope. Let's go to the uncommons. Lightning Bolt. Kitchen Finks. Skull Clamp. Noxious Revival. Chromatic Star. Alright, well, we were 1 for 5. Rares.
Oh, God.
Noble Hierarch. Crucible of Worlds. Chalice of the Void.
They printed it at Mythic.
Yeah.
They printed it at Mythic.
Printed and upshifted.
Yeah.
Ensnaring Bridge.
You know, a quick caveat about Ensnaring Bridge.
Printed and upshifted.
It's so bad for you if you don't have a strategy around Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah, it's going to be a disappointing one to pull unlimited. Printed, however, upshifted in rarity.
It's not... It didn't need to be upshifted.
Leyline of the Void.
And should have been.
Oracle of Moldiah.
Why not?
Dreadbore. Meddling Mage. Though, caveat, we did get Shadow Mage Infiltrator, which I said we maybe get as like a cycle of these, but Shadow Mage Infiltrator was downshifted from rare to uncommon. I'm going to touch on that more later.
Cool foil.
Celestial Colonnade.
Spiking.
Creeping Tar Pit. Alright, so technically 0 for 10 in rares.
Yeah, we picked...
However, partially 2 for 10 because we picked rares that got upshifted to Mythic. Because that's what you think. That's an anger sneeze. That's what you think when you think Ensnaring Bridge is, man, this really should be a Mythic and not a rare.
What if it was called Ensneezing Bridge?
Okay, so let's move to the Mythics.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
We'll say for rares, we got a half point for those two, so we technically went 1 for 10 in the rares. How about that?
Okay, sure.
Mythics. Tamio the Moon Sage. Batterskull.
Tree of Redemption!
Garrick Wildspeaker. Soren Markov.
Tree of Redemption!
Wormcoil Engine.
Tree of Redemption!
Dark Confidant.
Tree of Redemption!
Cavern of Souls.
Tree of Redemption!
Karn Liberated.
Tree of Redemption!
Mox Opal.
Tree of Redemption!
Liliana of the Veil.
Tree of Redemption! Tree of Redemption!
Tree of Redemption!
I'm a Tree of Redemption!
We're Trees of Redemption.
Tree of Redemption! Tree of Redemption! Tree of Redemption! Tree of Redemption! I'm a Tree of Redemption!
So, of the Mythics, we went 0 for 10. It brings us to a grand total of 3 out of 5 on commons, 1 out of 5 on uncommons, 1 out of 10 with 2 half points in our rare category, and 0 out of 10 in our Mythics. Our teacher would be very disappointed. This would have been the day where you came to class for the test, and the teacher, when they hand you back your final grade, you just go, man...
Why didn't you just come in later?
Yeah, just come...
I would have let you make it up.
Call in sick and study, and then I'll let you make up the...
But at least we printed this cool Tree of Redemption.
So, guys, we got a 16%. It was terrible. That's our grade. That's our grade.
Honestly,
That's
it's
our
actually
grade.
crazy when, like, Comet Storm would have been better than a couple of Mythics.
I would have actually liked the Miracles over Tree of Redemption.
Yes, for sure. Before we move forward here, a lot of the cards that didn't get reprinted that people thought would get reprinted are Karns, our Lilianas, our Goyfs, our Dark Confidants,
Mox Opal.
Mox Opal. A lot of these cards right now are spiking, and it's because we're not expecting these cards to show up again for a long time.
For a while.
And as Wizards has proven, a lot of these master sets moving forward are going to be very middling. They're not going to have a lot of our heavy hitters. This set, being Masters 25, we really expected a lot because it was supposed to be a 25th year anniversary set. We were expecting it to be lit. It is not lit. A lot of people are apologizing, and they're saying, oh no, Wizards printed a great set. Every single time people do that, and this set comes out, and a couple months later, all of these cards tank. And a lot of the cards here are not going to recover from that. A lot of the cards here are Imperial Recruiter, are Rishadan Port. These are cards that were only expensive because of scarcity. So these cards that, Port is a legacy card, Recruiter's a legacy card, but otherwise people only need one copy for EDH purposes. These cards are not going to hold a lot of value. We saw Wasteland drop down to $30 and so on. It isn't like Snapcaster Mage or Goyf or Liliana or the Enemy Fetch Lands or Blood Moons where you need multiple copies of the cards, which gives these sets a lot of value and oomph.
Yeah.
A lot of these cards are very specific. They're for very specific decks, and for that reason, I do predict this set bottoms out at about $150.
So what I did was I tweeted out wondering what your opinions were of what should have been printed in the set, either representative of the 25 years of history of Magic or from a financial standpoint. Here were some of your replies. Fatal Push as the Aether Revolt representative?
What, a card that's a house in Modern, Legacy, and Standard?
Kind of a classic card now. Noble Hierarch? We said that one.
This card is spiking.
Original Zendikar Manlands?
Oh, the World Wake lands.
Contract from Below? This person went ham. Wood MTG said Royal Assassin, Shivan Dragon, Vampire Nighthawk, Jester's Cap, Force of Nature, Sarah Angel. Maybe Woot MTG should have designed the set.
God, dude, Shivan Dragon. Like, when you think about Magic the Gathering, Shivan Dragon is one of those cards where it's like, back in the day, this card is so representative of what Magic is. And although it's had a lot of reprints, it just makes sense.
Do the classic art with like the yellow-bellied dragon going up to the angle and print it in the modern frame with a foil man.
Well, the only thing about it is sometimes they don't have licenses for the old art at this point.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But
that's a good point.
I don't know if they have a license for that art. I don't know why Shivan Dragon didn't show up in this set. It seems like a card that it was printed like in the beginning of the game.
Right. I don't know how to pronounce this, but Kumbaj Witches.
Sure.
Also don't know how to pronounce this one, but Oubliette. A lot of you said Oubliette from Arabian Nights. Crucible of Worlds. We talked about that card. Although looking back now at what they shifted up in rarity, I have to believe that if we had gotten...
It would have been Mythic.
Crucible of Worlds, it would have been a Mythic. Absolutely.
Yeah. Even though it isn't really a Mythic card.
But it would have been printed. Ensnaring Bridge is not a Mythic.
Wizards is just like, no, we have no idea about the secondary market. We didn't know that Chalice was $90.
Don't get started. Don't get started.
Yeah, I'm done.
Doubling Season, Mind Twist, Reliquary Tower.
Terrible.
This person said Tetravus. I think that would have been great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nykthos Shrine to Nyx is like a middling hitter. I think that would have been a good representative.
Great card for EDH and people that play devotion strategies, but also, modern devotion is the thing as well.
Right.
We already got into it.
Geist of St. Traft or any number of cards from Innistrad other than Fail.
God, dude. For real. Like, Geist, Liliana, Snapcaster Mage. Liliana right now, guys, is spiking.
Right.
Because we're not going to see that printed again for, a while. Unless, Anyway.
Shivan Dragon, Nightmare, Clone, any other Planeswalkers than we got. Oubliette again, Karn. It's very clear that overall there's a lot of bad about this set. There is some good, but there's it was kind of, there's not a lot of bad. How do I say this? It's a disappointment. It's a little bit of a disappointment because it seemed like we were coming off the high of those standard decks, those standard Clash, whatever they're called, decks.
The Challenger decks.
Challenger decks. And we're like, oh my gosh, okay, Wizards is going for it. They're just printing. They want people to have these cards. You know, it's going to lower the overall price of stuff, but it's going to be more accessible.
There's no one that I've talked to who doesn't like the Challenger decks.
Right.
And I think as we move forward, especially after, and we're going to talk about it soon, the Magic Online Championship Series, which revealed, the top 4 decks, the lowest one being, $700 in paper, and Jund being as high as, $2,200. They are going to have to do this if they want to get people into Modern. It's just going to have to happen because no one really has 2 Gs to drop on a deck if they don't play the format.
Right. Most of what can be said about this set has already been said. People have discussed it ad nauseum. There are articles, there are videos. Go check those out. That's just a little recap of our take on the negatives and the grading of ourselves, which went horribly. There's negatives everywhere. The forest is dense and full of negativity. However, that was a Tree of Redemption joke.
No, it's
no,
it's good.
Didn't hit.
I was putting it together.
There are some good things to come out of this set. Jake hit us with one.
Foil Simian Spirit Guide.
Right.
That's going to be an uncommon that's going to be worth like $25-$30. Foil Ancient Stirrings. That's going to be worth, upwards of $20. You have to look at the cards that are impactful.
Foil Brainstorm.
Foil Brainstorm. There's a lot of value in the foil commons and the foil uncommons. Foil Curse Catcher, Boros Charm, which is a house in Modern. You have
Boros
to look
Street
at
Wraith. That'll be awesome.
Yes. As we see how this happens, every single set gets mass opened from this point forward. A lot of these cards are going to bottom out. And so a little bit of a tidbit from Jake and Joel here. Just remember, buy these cards couple months after the set comes out when they're at their lowest. I've been buying Glimpse the Unthinkables at like $5 and $6 because I think Mill is going to be on the map in a few months, and I think this card is probably going to go up. Also, we can expect if this set isn't good, we're probably going to get one print run of it, just like Iconic Masters. If there's not a lot of demand for it, which I know I don't want to shell out $10 for the chance of pulling, a janky-ass Angel. I'll be buying singles. I'll take my budget that I had set aside for this, and I'll be buying the singles that I want. I'll be buying foil Eidolons.
Whatever's been said has been said. That's pretty much the bottom line. My positive takeaway from this is right before this set got spoiled, I pulled a list off the internet and started putting together a cube of all uncommons.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine when this spoiler started releasing slowly over the week, I just, got more and more excited about the amount of uncommons that are in the set. There's a cycle of like legendary creatures at uncommon now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to put Shadow Mage Infiltrator into my uncommons cube and just countless others. So there are good takeaways. It's just mostly very disappointing. And I think it's only so disappointing because we were starting to get our hopes built back up.
Yeah.
It's just always going to be lit. Always going to be lit. And I know I'm asking for a lot. We're asking for a lot there. It's not always going to be lit. But we wanted to hope.
You have to, and this is the last thing I'll say about it before we move on, you have to look at the format, mostly Modern, formats that are very popular, to see if the card has demand, because a lot of these cards are getting a reprint now and their price isn't going to recover. They were scarce. And so once they get reprinted, they're not going to bounce back because unlike Liliana or Enemy Fetches, there isn't a lot of demand for the card outside of it's hard to find.
Yeah, exactly. As we move into our very quick attack step this week, because we spent so much time in main phase 1, maybe these packs of Masters 25 and maybe the packs of Master sets going forward, unless it's just like lit as hell, should be $8. Maybe bring it back down to a realistic price point for the average consumer. Yeah.
Modern Masters 2013 was $7 when it came out. I'm telling you right now, when I go into my local game store, I see Iconic Masters packs, Ironic Masters. I see Ironic Masters packs sitting on the shelves for $10.
Still.
And people don't care.
One
print run. Because people don't want to open that garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
And if this set, which is what I think it's going to end up being, like very similar, it's going to be the same thing.
So that brings us to the other point in the attack step is, okay, maybe we stop master sets for like the rest of 2018 and all of 2019.
Like put a little bit of a gas pedal here, much like they did with masterpieces. Like Battle for Zendikar is one of the most open
little
sets.
brake pedal. You want a little brake pedal.
Oh, what did I say?
Gas pedal.
Oh yeah, no.
Let's
gas.
not do any more gas
pedal.
on the master sets.
We need a brake pedal. Here, I'll
Unless
just start
it's
over.
to burn the Tree of Redemption.
Something. Man.
You don't have to start over because wizards should start over. Okay? Take a step back. Look at the challenger decks. Pursue modern challenger decks, wizards. Here at Jam, we are big fans of possible modern challenger decks. That's a whole side tangent. Watch last week's episode if you want to see our tangent. Cards up there about modern challenger decks.
Yeah.
But maybe stop for now. Just stop. Just put some time in between.
Just give it a moment. Make it something more sacred. When Modern Masters came out, everybody
in 5
was
years,
like...
you got the 30-year anniversary, right?
Yeah.
So
just give it a little bit of a break. We realize you don't want to reprint everything all in one set.
Right.
And that's all we're going to say about that.
That's it. Moving on.
As we move into our main phase 2, we're going to be talking about Modern. So if you're hyped on Modern, get ready.
Everybody's favorite game type.
This format is so open, and we're going to be talking about the Modern Online Championship Series.
Yep, that was last weekend.
Aura Hexproof, a.k.a. Boggles, took first place. Now,
it's crazy to me that that deck has just come out of the closet where it was chilling in the dark.
Well, a lot of people were saying that Boggles was like this, tier 2 or like this fringy, like, yeah, it could show up at a tournament and take the win.
Right.
But Boggles has shown time and time again that it's battling with the best of them.
Yeah.
So we did see a Boggles deck, we saw a Grixis control deck, and we saw 2 Jund decks take the top 4, and not in that order. It was Boggles, Jund, Grixis control, and Jund in that order that took
Side
the
note,
top
just
4.
because I don't know what the Grixis deck list was there a Cruel Ultimatum in that deck?
No, there was not a Cruel Ultimatum.
That would have been sick as hell.
I mean, that would be great.
Yeah.
But no.
Anyway.
What is important about this tournament is that it was all professionals. It was an invite thing. Mm-hmm. And I think it was a field of 23 players.
Yeah,
they
were all like top players.
Yeah. So we saw a lot of streamers. We saw a lot of names. And Boggles ended up taking it down.
Yeah, it's crazy to see Boggles come out of the darkness. It's crazy to see Jund kind of make a resurgence because Jund has fallen to the wayside in the past couple of years. And now...
Well, Jund fell to the wayside because of its loss of Bloodbraid Elf.
And it's crazy because I think if you would ask a Jund player, they would have been like, I don't think Bloodbraid Elf will, really make that much of a difference. Turns out...
Oh, no, it made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And with these unbannings, Jason Mind Sculptor and Bloodbraid Elf, this is important to note. Jason Mind Sculptor did show up in the Grixis control deck that took third place.
Right.
Bloodbraid Elf did show up in both Jund decks. Bloodbraid Elf becoming unbanned has been huge for a lot of decks.
Bigger than Jace.
Yes, for sure. Bloodbraid Elf, after the unbanning, very quickly found a home in Jund decks. It very quickly found a home in Panza decks and other decks. And the fact that you can cascade into Liliana, Dark Confidant, you can cascade into Kolaghan's
That
Command.
honestly is my favorite interaction from that, is Bloodbraid Elf cascade into Dark Confidant. That, to me, is just
or
so
Liliana
sick.
of the Veil.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, bro, dude. Or
It's
Kolaghan's Command.
Right, it's just so sick, man.
There's so much value.
So good.
In a format that really tops out on turn 4, having Bloodbraid Elf back in the mix, like, it very quickly found a home, and a lot of people were saying...
Because it's just Value Town. Bloodbraid Elf is the mayor of Value Town.
Dude, yeah. And Jason Mind Sculptor, it's actually really cool that it showed up in a third place deck, because Jace the Mind Sculptor, unlike Bloodbraid Elf, it was taking some time to find a home.
Yeah.
Jason Legacy is great because you can pitch it to Force of Will if you don't need it, so it has a lot of potency in the format.
Right.
In Standard, it's incredibly busted, and it has no place in the format it's incredibly incredibly powerful.
Like 6 or 7 there.
But in Modern, a format that's been incredibly diverse moving forward, you know, a format that's completely open. A lot of people complained about it. I don't think Jace is too oppressive. I think it's a card that a lot of the times can be too slow.
Yeah.
And you know, Bloodbraid Elf being at the top of the curve in like the Jund deck, it's really just like, you know, this format is like a turn 4 format in many instances. So very cool to see. I don't think we're going to see an unbanning from Jace.
No.
I don't think we'll see an unbanning from Bloodbraid Elf. Rebanning.
Yeah.
From Bloodbraid Elf, only time will tell.
Yeah. Modern is great, and it's really proving itself as the format that is emerging as the overall favorite of the constructed stuff. That's actually tournament playable. Not, I'm trying to exclude Commander in my caveat.
Oh,
here.
no. Commander
as
is
the
like,
most popular format that's not a casual format.
Commander is the elder blood.
Right.
That like gives all of this like
that's what everybody wants to play.
To cards that would otherwise be left to the wayside. And Modern is like the new Legacy. Because guys, the cut and dry of it is if you want to play Legacy lands, you got to drop $1,300 on a Tabernacle of Pendervale, and that's one card into the deck.
Oh no. Magic Online Championship Series was great. Really are looking forward to seeing more high-level Modern play. As we enter the instep, guys, that's going to do it for this week. We've got one quick little surprise. Jake bought a Kaladesh pack on the way over here, so we're going to crack that open real fast, see if it happens to have a masterpiece, maybe have some positive news on a very, what ended up being negative episode.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's a negative.
I don't
think it's negative. I think it's informative. And, and if we went in here and we're just like shills for Masters 25, I think we'd be doing our community an injustice.
Definitely. Make sure you like the video if you did. Make sure you dislike the video if you did not. Subscribe. That really helps us grow, guys. We don't monetize, not by choice right now. We don't have a Patreon. This is not a money thing. We'd really love you to subscribe. That's really, we do it for you. That's
even our Instagram subscribers that say we're just greedy and scummy.
Yeah, whatever. Let us know in the comments what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. We're really, you know, adapting the channel this year to make it be what we enjoy making and what we think you'll enjoy seeing. So help us form that. Let's open up a pack of Magic cards. Okay, let's go over here and open up a pack of Magic cards.
We never do this anymore, and this is just kind of a throwback.
This is a throwback. Our first, like, maybe 5 to 10 episodes, we did this in every episode, and then we just kind of stopped. Let's open up this pack.
In the spirit of the lottery,
yeah,
we're opening a pack.
Here we go.
Whoosh. Just making sure you're recording.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big booty. Oh, yeah. Do we have a foil? We do.
Nice.
There is a foil, guys.
Hell yeah.
Aerial Responder, a.k.a. Vampire Whitehawk. Make Obsolete. Great limited card. Instant speed. Incendiary Sabotage. And a rare Architect of the Untamed. But, let's see. Is it heat? It isn't, but it's a cool foil rare.
It's a foil rare. That's not bad. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I am tapped out.
And I am eternally on a quest for greater understanding and personal growth.
Thanks for watching Jajam. Bye-bye.
I hope you are too.